け出し込む trace 最初駅と right back one whole sail だからゼログラビティ肩の荷は降りないこびりつく地層のようにライト感ヘビーかい中そんな遠いもんな着物に対岸の価値なのにその身を削るほど姑息なる偽善者の思い込みディセピいっそ彼を伝え枝分かれ無重力状態いつか訪れ特別な瞬間浮遊してもまだ I gotta say むき出したいとへと駆け出す二頭へと孤独を悟る隙間は痛いけど何回だって知ったって何回だってじゃがって上昇して落ちる速度には神を任せてるんだぜ
Basically, if I learn what alternative 4 is now, it'll change the future too drastically. Am I right?
基本としてはその通り。これはあなたがこの世界で生きる上で絶対に忘れてはならない大原則よ。
Yep, I guess you're right.
でもあなたはすでに相当状況を変えているわね。
Yeah, I definitely am.
そしてこれからも変えようとしている。
Right.
その結果、あなたが知っている未来では起こらなかった状況が発生して、あなたの未来の記憶は役に立たなくなるかもしれないわよね。つまり今突然オルタネイティブ4が取り潰されてしまう可能性もあるということよ。
Wait, so then we might already be too late?
そうとも言い切れないわ。
What makes you say that?
この数日、全く自分の記憶にない何かが起きた？
No, all the lectures and drills we're doing have been exactly the same so far.
つまり、あなたが未来の記憶を持って過ごしていることは、この世界にとっては些細なことなんでしょう。あるゴールにたどり着く道筋は一つじゃないってことよね。些細な違いは当面それに大きな影響を与えない。
Right, that makes sense. Wait, but then...
どうかした？
Hold the freaking phone. Are you saying the changes I've been making so far have been totally insignificant in the grand scheme of things?
そうかもね。
Isn't that the same as saying I can't change the future?
そう思うの？
Can I or can't I?
あなたはどうしてこの世界に来たわけ？
Huh?
あなたが最初に暮らしていた世界、そして次の世界、かなり違っていたんでしょ？
They are.
つまり、少しずつ差のある平行世界が無限に存在しているのかもしれないのよ。
An infinite number?
ええ。ありとあらゆる可能性を網羅した世界が全部揃ってるのよ、きっと。
So then, hypothetically speaking, there might be a world where the dinosaurs are still alive.
当然。あらゆる可能性があり得るんだもの。地球の存在しない世界があってもいいわね。それなのに、あなたは再びほぼ同じ世界に戻ってきた。
Is that a coincidence?
違うわ。きっと、あなたがそれを望んだからよ。
Huh?
すべての物質はそこにあることを求められて存在している。
What?
あってほしい、ありたい、なければならない。さまざまな意志によって初めて存在できる。そういう考え方もあるわ。
They will themselves into existence. The conversation between Takeru and the scientists gets complicated sometimes.
白金健がこの世界にあるのは、あなたがこの世界でやるべきことがあると考えて、それを強く望んだから。そういう解釈もできる。わかる？
Yes, I can understand that.
そう望んだ意志があなたをこの世界に導いたと仮定した方が自然ね。だから あなたはこの世界で自分の目的が達成できるよう努力すべきじゃないかしら。あなたはね、きっと意志が揺らいだ時点で世界を移動してしまう可能性のある得意な事象の焦点なのよ。もしもこの世界への執着がなくなってしまったら、次に目覚めるのは、そうね、恐竜王国かもしれない。
Huh?
小難しい推論は置いておいて、あなたは極めて不安定な存在なの。わかる？
I think so. But man, the idea of changing worlds or going back in time through sheer willpower sure seems pretty far-fetched.
あなたが別の世界に移動したことでどんな影響が出るかわからない。
Yeah.
私の考えた仮説が正しいとすれば、あなたとあなたに関わった人間の命に関わる問題になる。
What?
あなたの意志が揺らぎ、また別世界に飛んでしまったら、元の世界であなたと関わった誰かが死ぬかもしれない。
Wait, so not only would I end up someplace completely different, but all my friends would die too. That's absolutely horrifying.
そう思うのなら、この世界で自分の目的が達成できるよう努力しなさい。そうすればきっと防げるはずよ。
Right.
私だってあなたが見た未来なんかごめんだもの。そうならないように私も努力するから。
Thank you.
じゃあ講義はこれで終わりよ。
Yeah, you can't afford to be wasting your time on this.
あなたもね。
I'll get going then.
最後に。
Yes?
ラプラスの悪魔はもう存在しないわ。
Huh? Lapras' demon.
未来は不確定なもの。良いようにも悪いようにもなる。
Right.
未来は誰にもわからない。とりあえずは思った通りに頑張ってみなさい。
I'll keep that in mind. Bye. An unstable existence, huh? But seriously, jumping between parallel universes through sheer force of will almost sounds like the plot of a crappy comic book. And yet, apparently, that's the whole reason I'm here right now. Could I have really done that all through my own willpower? Like hell, I'm gonna get warped off into some other weird-ass world against my will. Not even done with this world yet. Not even close. Let's do this thing. October 26th. Oh. Haha. It's Kasumi waking Takeru up. Come on, Kasumi. Just a little longer. That's better. Kasumi, I'm begging you. Ah. Morning, Kasumi. Oh yeah, I guess she did start waking me up the day after I met her last time, didn't she? I had a lot on my mind yesterday, so I was up a lot later than I usually am these days.
起こしていたんですね。
ん？
バイバイ。
Oh. Yeah. Bye bye. Oh, I get it. She probably heard from Yuko sensei about how I came back to this world. That's gotta be it. From her perspective, this is the first day she's woken me up. It probably freaked her out a little when I mumbled 5 more minutes, Kasumi, or whatever in my sleep. Gotta be careful not to scare her like that. She's always been a little timid. Looks like I've still got time before the wake-up call. Right on schedule, Kasumi. Nicely done.
目標距離100メートルのターゲット。セレクターフルによる指切り停車。
Yeah, that seemed like a solid hit. I haven't practiced with small arms in a while, but it looks like I'm not rusty at all. Whoa, way to go, class rep. She's landing every one of her shots. Last time I didn't really have the chance to watch how the others were doing. Whoa, hold on a sec.
何
Oh. You're being a little too trigger happy, class rep.
早すぎる
Right, there's a big difference between taking your shots quickly and efficiently and what you're doing.
どういうこと
Okay, so listen up. Oh wow, looks like everyone's making the same mistakes. Should probably take this opportunity to teach them all at once. It'll be a great lesson for the entire squad. Might even help to expedite our TSF training too.
白金訓練中に仲良くおしゃべりとはいい度胸だな
Marimo-chan, perfect timing. Instructor, I have a favor to ask.
なんだ言ってみろ
I'd like to gather everyone together for a brief meeting.
どういうことだ
I just noticed something about their shooting technique that I want to address. I'd really appreciate it. Is she gonna yell at me? Tell me not to do her job.
いいだろう榊みんなを集めろあとは
Thank you very much. She's a very curious instructor, huh? Here we go. Time to show you guys just how special I really am. Yuko-sensei signed off on me and all, but what really matters is how I perform day in and day out.
射撃やめ分隊集合
Oh. Sorry, I just noticed the chat. What VNs have you played? What visual novels have you played? I actually usually don't play visual novels, but I played like two. One that is not even translated into English.
どうした白金が何かあるみたい何ですか
Okay, you guys. Now, just try to hear me out here without getting offended.
無理
Not gonna happen. You don't even know what it is yet, dude.
いいわよとりあえず行ってみて
Right. So, as I was watching you guys and checking out your forum, I kinda got the impression that you guys are so used to these training drills, that you're starting to lose track of what's most important.
どういうことだ
As I was saying to class rep earlier, you guys tend to fire almost immediately after raising your weapons, which means you're developing shooting techniques that'll only ever work on a firing range. I know this is just small arms training at this point, but if you let yourselves form bad habits now, it'll be a lot harder to correct when it comes times to shoot in a TSF.
戦術機ってどういうこと
Well, in a TSF, you've got all these systems that either automate or speed up parts of the process, like the lock-on feature. I think the TSF is the big robot that they're gonna pilot, right? So if you let it just become muscle memory without really looking where you're shooting, you might start pulling the trigger just as a reflex and waste a lot of ammo as a result. There's not much risk of friendly fire thanks to the IFF. But on the real battlefield, everything's constantly in motion. Plus, you have to be able to adapt to your environment and deal with targets behind cover. So before you pull the trigger, just take a deep breath and try to really zone in on your target. That'll give you just enough time to make those snap decisions. I guarantee it'll make the transition to TSFs a whole lot easier. Basic weapon training is important and all, but since we're here to become surface pilots, I think that'll be a better approach for us in the long run. It took us a long time to adapt to all the little differences when we switched to the simulators, so if I can speed that process up, if only a little bit. Huh? Crap, was that too obvious? I probably shouldn't know all this stuff already, should I? I mean, that's what a surface pilot buddy of mine told me anyway.
なるほど
確かにそこまで考えてやっていませんでしたね
You get what I'm trying to say?
何を目標に訓練しているかを思考して効率よく努力するということね。
物知りだね、白金。
A smarty pants. Yeah, sorry if it sounded like I was talking down to you guys. I know if it were me, I'd react pretty negatively to being lectured like that.
それはただの感情論だ。私が納得するのはそなたの提案に利があると判断したからだ。
Okay, this time I noticed your chat, Pretty Teddy. Hey, welcome back, Pretty Teddy. You know what, Pretty Teddy? I think you were my first ever viewer on Twitch. I was the first one, yes, from Pokemon. The music is so peaceful. Alright, let's continue. What Mayo said, that would be a purely emotional response. You have made a sound argument, and that is what matters to me.
教官、白金の提案を訓練に反映したいのですが。
貴様たちはもう基礎は習得してしまっているからな。いいだろう。許可する。
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
では早速実践してみよう。
Hey, sorry about that.
え?
Well, like, I kinda just up and stole your job for a minute there, didn't I?
やめてよ。結果的にタイにとってプラスになるのなら私は別に。
Yeah, but still.
私たちにとっても人類にとっても時間を効率的に使うことは理にかなってるわ。それ
Right. It's pretty nice out today. Man, I don't think I even paid any attention to the weather during training last time. I was struggling just to keep up with everybody. Come to think of it, wasn't this right about the time when Tama showed me her mad sniping skills? But man, what was really impressive was when she shot down that shuttle. I mean, the thing was practically the size of a sesame seed from where we were. Wonder if I'm gonna have to go through that whole incident again too. Probably safe to assume so. I couldn't possibly change the future so dramatically that Tama won't be able to snipe it down this time round, right? I mean, she's been a sharpshooter since long before I showed up. Damn it, now I'm worried. Tama! Tama!
何ですか?
She's like a cat. You think you can hit that target over there?
300メートル?
Oh, 300 meters away. Yeah.
そうだね。あのぐらいならなんとか。
What about that one?
500メートル?
500 meters.
どうかな。
I mean, 300 is already within this thing's effective range, right? Hell, even I could probably hit that one. I just heard you were a pretty good sniper, is all.
誰から?
Oh crap! He's not supposed to know that. Professor Kozuki.
謙遜することないわよ。白金に玉瀬の実力を見せつけてあげたら？
見せつけるほどすごくないよ。
ちょっと彼の度肝を抜いてやってよ。なんか私たち負けっぱなしは悔しくない？
それもそうだね。
Dang, you really know how to manipulate people.
あら、本気よ。
Wow, for a squad leader, you sure are mature.
嫌味？でも見てて、玉瀬は本当にすごいから。天才よ。
Tama used to be, you know, a very good archer in the real world, or Takeru's world. So in this world, she's a good sniper. Yeah, you can say that again, but it's not just talent either, she works hard at it too. At this stage, she's still suppressing her anxiety attacks through sheer willpower. And yet, I'm not seeing a hint of stage of fright in her body language right now. Tama's a real trooper.
ねえ、射撃姿勢は輻射でもいい?
Huh? Sure, do it however you want.
それじゃあ、行くね。ちょっと風が気になるかな。
いけそう？
このぐらいなら。
はい、双眼鏡。
Oh, thanks. Dang, dead center. Every time I hear a gunshot, another hole appears. Sweet, looks like I haven't changed the future too drastically yet, as far as I can tell anyway. Last time Takeru was in this world, Tama had to shoot down like a falling spaceship loaded with bombs or something.
準備はいい？
Yeah, but seriously, you really didn't need to scatter them all over the table.
それは
I know, it's supposed to prepare us for the worst case scenario. But seriously, learning how to assemble a rifle blindfolded, I can't say I remember a single time that this kind of ultra-specific weapons training came in handy. Not only did I never actually have to use a feedback protector or small arms, I don't have any memories of being in live combat whatsoever. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was never in any real battles.
はい。じゃあ目隠しするわよ。
Blindfold, sure. Ah, class rep. That's way too tight.
はいはい。ギャーギャー言わないの。
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
これでどう？
Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, guess I'll get started then. Assembling guns. Blindfolded. I wonder if they really do this kind of training. This is the bolt, so I put that in the carrier. There we go. Next. Okay, all done.
え、もう？
I've done this so many times I could probably do it in my sleep. It's like riding a bike for me at this point. We are technically soldiers, so I get why they want us to know the fundamentals. But man, I wish we didn't have to waste so much time on this. Okay, instructor, I'm gonna go zero it in now.
よし、レンジへ行け。移動中はマガジンを入れるなよ。
Understood. Oh yeah, I feel like someone told me that a long time ago. If you're carrying around a loaded gun, don't be surprised when someone else with a gun decides not to give you the benefit of the doubt. There's a slight breeze. If I take that into account, for a target at 300 meters... I didn't know bullets are affected by wind. Okay, let's try this for starters. Missed. In that case, how about this? Close but no cigar. Maybe a little to the left.
どう？
Hey you! I think the gun itself is working properly at least. How about you, Tama?
行きますよ。
Why am I not surprised? You're a pro at this. Obviously, the better sniper is gonna be better at zeroing her gun. Well, guess it's my turn then.
頑張ってね。
I got this. I've already zeroed it twice. That really ought to be enough to at least hit somewhere on the target.
あ、すごい。
Come on, don't act like that's impressive. I'm still 10 centimeters off. Well, 10 centimeters at the distance of 300 meters isn't all that bad, I guess. But still. It's kinda embarrassing to miss this bad in front of you.
どうしてどうして？弾道ビルの2発は悪いことじゃないよ。最後のあの精度だよ。
I guess. Well, it definitely means a lot for you to compliment me on my marksmanship. But still.
たけるさん、長射程狙撃もできる？
Definitely not as good as you, but I could give it a shot, I guess.
見せて見せて。
へえ。タマセの前で長射程狙撃？いい度胸ね。
That little girl is a genius sniper. Whoa, whoa. I'm not trying to make this into competition, dude.
そう？でも個人的には興味あるわね。
じゃあこれ、たけるさん、狙撃銃。
Thanks.
じゃああそこの的ね。
Which one? That one? Whoa, hang on. That's over 800 meters away. Damn, this escalated quickly. Though I guess that just means she has high expectations of me.
はい、双眼鏡
So it's 850, huh?
やれるの？
I'll give it my best shot. They probably expect me to miss, don't they? I mean, any other rookie definitely would. Here we go.
あら、イギリス式ね。タマセと同じだわ。
Oh, yeah, it's just more comfortable this way. Round, please.
こっちの方が楽って。まあいい。
Dude, seriously, don't sweat the small stuff.
一発でいいの？
Yeah, no problem. It just means I can't miss.
強気だね。大丈夫かしら。
Okay, here goes nothing. How was that? I could check through the binoculars, but I don't want to spoil the surprise for myself.
分かってて聞いてない？
Of course not. Let's see here. I didn't hit the bullseye. Oh, whatever. Any direct hit would disable the target anyway.
すごいよ、タケルさん。
どこで覚えてきたのか知りたいわね。
Guess you could say I had a really great coach.
どうして私を見るの？
Miki must have been the coach last time Takeru was in this world. Well, because it's all thanks to you. I couldn't have made the shot if an expert like you hadn't zeroed the gun. You pretty much did all the work for me.
そんな、タケルさんの実力だよ。
Isn't the success of a long-range shot 70% depending on the adjustment of the scope?
それはそうだけど。よし、今日はここまで。解散。敬礼。
Salute! I wonder what it means to zero the gun. Alrighty, you guys ready for some grub?
お腹すいたね。
Same, I'm starving. Guys, what's up? Are we going or what?
そなたが今さらどのような実力を発揮しようが驚きはしないが。
Oh, come on, are we still talking about that shot? It's not like I'm on Tama's level or anything. I mean, you guys can all do that too, right?
それはそうだけどね。
白金、平気の経験あるんじゃないの？
Eep. What makes you say that? Did I go a little too far this time?
さすがにおかしいわよ。つい最近入隊した人間が何でも普通以上にこなせるなんて。
確かにな。そなたは尋常ではない。
Oh, come on, Maya. Not you too. Aren't you guys supposed to have a non-interference policy? Ayamine, knock it off.
とてもすごくすごい。そうだよね。射撃も狙撃も体術もできるもんね。
あとおかしなことに座学もね。
Oddly enough, that's just rude.
でも今は仲間なんだし、過去がどうでも隊全体にいい影響があれば。
それはもちろんそうなんだけどね。
Yikes, they're totally putting me under a microscope. For the record, I have been making an effort to hold back, you guys. Man, I'm starving. Gonna head on over to the PX. See you guys there. Everybody's getting suspicious. Gah, I really screwed the pooch this time. But it's not like I can stop now. I'm just gonna have to be more careful from here on out. I'm not gonna let them put Alternative 5 into effect. As long as I can stop that from happening, I don't care what anyone thinks about me. Right now, I just need to focus on bringing the others up to my level so that we can graduate as soon as possible. I can swallow my pride if I have to, but then again, if I start pretending to suck now, it'll probably have a negative effect on morale. Am I gonna have to pull the Super Elite Soldier card again? No, damn it, there's no way they'd all buy that excuse. It only worked last time because I had my game guy with me. Game guy is the Game Boy-like gadget, yeah? And even then, it was hard enough just getting one of them to believe me. No way in hell am I gonna convince the entire squad. Damn it, is holding myself back really my only option? I'm doing way too well for myself this time round. Last time I was so clueless and helpless that everyone had to come together to pull me through. It's a big part of what made us into a team. At this rate, might never develop those deeper bonds of camaraderie, at which point it won't matter how skilled or unified we look on the surface. Yeah, of course. Let me adjust volume a little bit. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe I've been a little too uptight thus far. Like, maybe I'm taking things a little too seriously. I think I've been giving off a really, I don't know, unapproachable vibe or something. It'll probably be better if I were a bit more casual and relaxed around the others, like I was the last time. Though to be honest, I'm gonna have a hard time taking it easy this time round, knowing that we're on a deadline here. But I don't have much of a choice. I gotta turn myself around. Oh. Whoops. Oh. This must be... Yeah, I'm fine. But what about you? Oh yeah, I'm just fine. Huh? Ack.
あれ、ダメだったかな。
You. Takeru is surprised because in Takeru's original world, this guy used to be a guy, but in this world, he's a girl.
オマ？そんな名前の生き物は聞いたことないな。
You're ba.
それ、オマの鳴き声？変わってるんだね。
You're back. You're finally back. I totally forgot. Today's the day she came back.
あ、教官のところに行くんだった。
Wait a sec. Just wait right there.
何？どうしたの？
What do I do? If I want to leave the same impression as I did last time, I need to do the same thing I did last time. The exact same thing. And now that I think about it, this might be just the opportunity I need to get things back on track, I think.
ねえねえ、どうしたの？
Yeah, last time Takeru came to this world, I think Takeru tried to take her clothes off because Takeru only knows this person as a boy. Okay, here goes nothing. Since when were you such a total creep? There's no way, that's no way for a man to dress. Takeru-chan. Hey, what's up, Tron Buster? Welcome to the stream. Hey. Take that off. Take that uniform off, right now. My eyes, they're burning. Okay, not really, but it's still creeping me out. Forgive me, Mikoto, I have to do this. That's it. Yeah, now come on, Mikoto. See if you can kick my ass into next week. Oh, I see a white light. Looks like everything's going according to plan. Knew I could count on you, Mikoto. She choked him to faint, yeah?
起きたよ。
白金、私がわかる？
Do you know who I am? Your class rep.
よかった。記憶の混濁はないようだな。
覚えてない？
Come to think of it, where'd he go? Oh,
いるよ。大丈夫？いきなり脱がそうとするんだもん。
hey, did you
やっちゃったよ。
did you hear Takeru call him a he? So inside Takeru, she's still a boy. It's hard for me to rate. My favorite 3 are Fullmetal, Damon, Muramasa, Yumineko, and Muv-Luv. Ah. I don't know the other 2, but Muv-Luv is in your top 3, huh? Must be really good then, coming from a visual novel player like you. Why are you a girl?
この人ね、僕を見て気色悪いとか、さっきから失礼なことばっかり言うよ。
鎧さんが女なのは当たり前だよ。
鎧、こんな紹介でなんだが、この者が新しく加わった仲間で白金健という。あ、君がそうなんだ。僕はね。
Takeru has to pretend that he doesn't know that she's a girl.
僕は鎧ミコトって言います。よろしく。
前に言ったと思うけど、彼女が怪我で体を離れていた鎧よ。
Yoroi Mikoto.
君は変だね。さっきまでは驚いてたくせに、今度は僕のこと見つめるの？
Ah. Yeah, Elden Ring looks really heavy on the PC, yeah? I never tried yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to, but like, come on, you're totally a guy, right? Can't remember exactly how this went, but knowing me, I probably would have still been in denial at this point.
まあいいや。僕のことはミコトでいいよ。その代わり、君はタケルね。
Sure thing. Wow, she just ignored that completely. I mean, I guess that's Mikoto for you, but still. This Mikoto doesn't listen to the other person's words, whichever world he or she is in. Nice to see you're marching to the beat of your own drum. It's almost reassuring in a way. Not to mention, I can already feel the tension in the air starting to ease up a little.
あ、そうだ。僕教官のところに行かなくちゃいけなかったんだ。
Huh? What? Hey.
早くしないと食事も間に合わない。じゃあまた後でね、タケル。
And then there were 5.
言っちゃった。じゃないよ。
いくらなんでも男だろうは失礼じゃない？
今さら男女にこだわるわけではないが、口にすることもある前に。
鎧さんかわいそうだよ。
Higurashi. I've heard of Higurashi, the visual novel.
みたいだけどね。
Actually, I think I watched the anime of Higurashi. It was really scary but suspenseful, and I really enjoyed it. Just I haven't played Higurashi in the visual novel version. Sorry, guys.
まあいいわ。私たちまで時間がなくなるわよ。
タケル、PX に急ごう。
あんまり遅れると食べる時間なくなるよ。今日は焼きそば。
Kay likes yakisoba. Man, oh man, Mikoto's got perfect timing. That's just the opportunity I needed. Maybe it's just me, but I think everyone's already loosened up a little. Though considering how good of a first impression I made, I'm kinda worried the backlash is gonna be even worse than last time. In any case, today's the 1st of November. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same day Mikoto came back last time. Damn, November already. How much of an impact have I had on the future thus far? I get the feeling I'm only tweaking minor details. But if I overdo it, then who the hell knows what might happen? It could be catastrophic. But even so, I have to do something, regardless of the possible consequences. Did you already check out the Muv-Luv alternative anime that came out a few months ago? No, I haven't. I have not. Hey Kasumi, how's it going? There she is again, staring off into the brain tube. Sure hope this kid's okay. So you say the anime version is decent, but it makes no sense if you haven't played Extra and Unlimited first, huh? Cool. Gotta check that out. Guess that's just the way she's always been. She's got an important role to play in Alternative 4, and according to Yuko-sensei, that brain's got something to do with it too. Not sure how to break the ice here. I feel like she'll just get mad if I interrupt her. What's she even doing anyway? That'd be quite the sight actually. Now I'm kinda curious what a pissed off Kasumi would look like.
何か
Wow! Yikes. Is this kid a ninja or what? Oh, I just kinda wanted to see you is all. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
構いません
So what are you doing?
顔を見せてます
They're doing the anime little by little, huh? Second season this year. Hey, so tell me, how long have you been on this base? Ooh. Great, and now I'm being ignored. Well, not that that's anything unusual.
知りたいですか
Yeah, that'd be nice.
そうですか
What? Interesting? That's it? No explanation?
ちょっと前からです
How long is a little while?
少しです
And how much time is that?
割とです
What do you usually play? You play a lot of DOTA2 JRPGs indie games. I love JRPGs. I guess, I play all kinds of JRPGs, but I guess Pokemon can be included in JRPGs, sort of. And my YouTube channel's heavily based on Pokemon. It was heavily based on Pokemon. Yeah, right now I'm kind of just playing what I love. Sometimes you play a shooter too, huh? You've lost me. A little while, not that long. Okay, fine. Pretty much the same thing. But quite a bit. Isn't that like the exact opposite implication?
1年ぐらい前からです
Oh really? And that's the truth.
はい
Okay, so what do you do here? Hello?
秘密です
A secret, huh? Well, okay. Is it because it has to do something with Alternative 4? You just don't need to go into a lot of detail or anything. I just want to know a little more about you, that's all. Oh, you found my YouTube channel. Yep, that's the one. You'll notice that most of the ones that are popular are Pokemon videos. Once some of your Pokemon videos get popular, it becomes hard to get views on other games. Hey, how about this? I'll tell you a really juicy secret that I know, and in return, you have to tell me one of yours. You know Yoroi Mikoto from Squad 207? Well, nobody knows this, but she's secretly a dude. Don't tell anyone, okay? Wow, you only played the first Pokemon, but that's one of the best Pokemon. Ah, crap. I think she actually believed me. Sorry. That one's not actually true.
嘘つき
Wins. Well, I mean, it's half true. She was a boy in the world where I came from. Now Takeru speaks plainly. She was a boy in the world I came from, and his name was written differently. It's like what's the word? Ah, crap, I think I just let something slip that I really shouldn't have. What? No reaction to that? You don't seem all that surprised.
知ってます。
I already knew, she says. Huh?
だから驚きません。
Wait, you already knew? Like that I came from another world and stuff? I'm not talking about how I went back in time. I originally came here from a totally different world.
はい、知っています。
Did Sensei tell you?
少し違います。
Not exactly, huh? Well, if she didn't hear it from Yuko-sensei directly, I guess she must have seen it in her notes or something. It's not like anyone else could have told her. Gotcha. And you don't want to reveal your sources, I take it.
秘密です。
I see. Well, sorry to bother you. Guess I'll head on back to my room now. Night.
おやすみなさい。
Huh. Yeah, lots of good memories from Game Boy, yeah. I played a lot of Game Boy games too. Like Kirby and stuff. Ooh. Physical battle
やるではな
training.
いか。
Whoa! Oh, please, don't flatter me. And here I thought I'd be able to totally wipe the floor with her. I mean, sure, it's just a prep drill to get us ready for melee combat and TSFs, but Meia's seriously giving me a run for my money.
謙遜するな。近接戦闘でここまでやれるのは正直あやみねだけだと思っていたぞ。
Yeah, but if you were using swords, I wouldn't stand a chance. I can't do Iaido to save my life. This was definitely the day I got beaten to a pulp with training swords, last time round. Did they switch out the training schedule or something? Could that mean that history's been rewritten, at least a little bit? Everything that's happened so far has gone pretty much according to my recollections, so a change like this one feels pretty major.
どうした？集中力が欠けているぞ。
Whoa, crap. Why didn't you take advantage of that?
武士の情けというものだ。
Warrior's mercy. What she said actually means samurai's mercy. You gotta regret that.
させてみるがよい。
Sorry, Toots, but I already know your game. Maybe not well enough to read your every move, but I can at least go toe-to-toe with you. Take that.
正直、近接戦闘でもここまでやるとは思わなかったぞ。
Way to judge a book by its cover.
許すがよい。射撃の能力が高まるに従って、近接戦闘を軽んじるようになるものが多かったのでな。
Yeah, I kinda understand that. I don't even want to imagine being forced to fight in a TSF after it's run out of ammo, to be honest. But in real battle, you have to be prepared for anything and everything. It's awesome to have one particular thing that you're really good at. But if you don't make sure to balance that out with the rest of your skills, you won't always get the chance to use that talent to its full potential. A squad full of specialists fall apart the instant one of them goes down. Man, that takes me back. I remember back when they first taught me the last time. Seriously though.
なんだ？
You really don't want to let me win, do you?
手を合わせる以上、手加減などできぬ。で、
Take that.
決着がつかぬな。
Ah, it's only been 30 minutes. Don't tell me you're breaking a sweat already.
黙るがよいぞ。
Sorry, but I've been doing this for years. If it comes down to pure endurance, I'll win by default. She's plotting something, isn't she? People always get a certain look in their eyes when they're pushed up against the wall and desperate to win. I've been doing this long enough that I can see it on her face. The only thing I'm really lacking is actual combat experience. In the 2 years after Alternative 4 was abolished, we all trained ourselves to the bone. After all I've been through, there's no way I'm gonna lose to you guys. Not as you are now.
全てを見透かしたような目だな。
That was his experience in the other world. Maybe I can. What's wrong? Have a vision of your inevitable defeat?
もし仮にそうであっても引くわけがなかろう。
Ain't that the truth?
行くぞ。
Come get some. Oh,
タケルさん
who
すご
won?
いよみつるぎさんと互角にやるなんて。
互角ではない。完全に負けだ。
時間いっぱいで引き分けだよ。
違う。
白金が負けさせなかった。そうなの？
三剣の息が上がるたびに何かを語りかけていたのよ。一気に攻め込んでいれば決着はついた。
You're reading too much into this.
そう？
まったく。そこまで余裕を見せつけられては腹も立たん。
Seriously, you're giving me way too much credit here.
隠しても無駄。
They saw right through me. On the bright side, I guess the fact that I couldn't hide what I was doing means there isn't that big of a difference in our skill levels.
1秒でも多く強いものと手合わせができたのだから、それはそれで満足だ。
Wow, that's intimidating.
タケルってすごいんだね。さっきね、ちょっと話を聞いたんだよ。特殊部隊にでもいたの？
Huh?
だってほら、特殊部隊って何をやらせてもすごいレベルでできる人間の集まりでしょ？
Aw, come on, enough with the compliments. You're gonna make it go to my head, you know?
なんだ、怪我なんてしてないで、初めっから一緒にいられたらよかったのにな。
とにかくタケルがいれば隊全体の技術の底上げもできるし、士気も上がるし、いうことはね。
ねえねえ、午後はなんだっけ？
救急治療についてよ。
あ、そうか。じゃあタケル、本領発揮してね。
What? So it looks like the sword training we did last time, in which Maya beat the snot out of me, somehow changed to hand-to-hand combat training. Well, I guess that was over 3 years ago from my perspective, so I can't say my memory's crystal clear, but I'm pretty sure this is different. I know I'm supposed to try and make as little of an impact as possible to prevent any major changes, but do I really have time for that? Right now, it feels like I'm barely making any progress at all. Will I really be able to change the future in a really dramatic way if all I ever do is tweak tiny little things? Damn it, how the hell am I supposed to know? I haven't noticed a single difference I'd call major so far, and I haven't exactly been twiddling my thumb here either. Sure, that training session just now was different from before, but that's not the kind of change I'm after. Damn it, I really gotta start busting my ass here.
そういえば、入院中にいろいろと面白いテレビを見たよ。
テレビ？
DX のテレビって自由にチャンネル変えられないでしょ？でも病院は自由だったんだ。
へえ。
それでね、すんごい感動のお話があったんだよ。
なんだ？
疎開で置き去りになった犬が何百キロも歩いて飼い主のところにたどり着いたっていう話なんだ。
す
でしょでしょ？もう話聞いてるだけで泣けてくるよ。
ごい。そういう話は好き。何？
Kay probably likes dogs more than humans. Nothing. If I had to guess, I'd say that story's made up. Probably one of those propaganda shows they make for civilians. In this day and age, no one can afford to take care of a pet, especially if they live anywhere near the front lines.
飼い主は連れて行くつもりだったんだけど、その数日前にあることで行方不明になっちゃって。
あること？
その地域でね、誤報で避難サイレンが鳴っちゃったんだって。
Oh, so that's when the dog ran away, huh?
うん。で、帰ってこなくて、ずーっと探したけど見つからなくて、そのまま疎開して2ヶ月だって。
Not to mention that pretty much all non-military dog breeds are now extinct. It isn't just dogs, of course. Something like 80% of all wild animals have been wiped out by the beta.
いい話でしょう。
うん、とても。
I guess it makes sense though. Your average cadet probably doesn't know those stories are nothing more than propaganda.
何？
It's nothing.
飼い主もね、いつか会える日が来るって犬小屋作って待ってたりとか、もう涙なくしては見られなかったよ。
A dog, huh?
犬が来た。おいでおいで。
That's the original world that Takeru came from.
やめとけよ。
Oh, Takeru's voice.
たけるちゃんのポテトあげていい？
なんで俺のなんだよ。絶対却下。
はいどうぞ。
ああ、こら！
Damn, this stupid dog. Quit glaring at me with those beady little eyes. that voice sounds so human. Oh. Oh, I guess it was because it was Takeru's voice. No, not my fries. Sumika. She's the one person I haven't seen in years. It seems like I actually came back in time rather than jumping to some parallel universe, so I haven't gotten any older. My physical condition hasn't changed a bit. And yet, my memories just keep fading more and more by the day. My old peaceful life, my time with Sumika, moving between parallel universes, the fall of mankind. The dog in that story got back to his owner in 2 months, but I still haven't found a way back to my world after 3 whole years. Sometimes I'm not sure if I even want to go back anymore. I've got a job to do here, and it's way too important for me to abandon. Still, some nights I find myself lying awake, wishing I could see you one last time. Of course, I'm not exactly the laid-back guy you used to know anymore, so I might not be quite the same. You know, if Meiya, class rep Tama Ayamine, Marimo-chan, and Yuko-sensei weren't in this world either, maybe I'd feel differently about all this. If I'd found myself in a world like that, I might have thrown in the towel a long time ago. But I couldn't do that here, because everyone's with me. Everyone but you. This world might resemble my own in a million ways in one, but without you to complete it, it'll never be home.
どうしたタケル。
Takeru's crying.
泣いてる。
What?